Welcome back, guys. First, I just wanted to apologize for the black curtain cave look. A very, very bright day. It's beautiful. Thank goodness it's spring, but was just getting all washed out with the sun coming in over here. So, apologize for the cave look, but it is what it is. So this is going to be a series on End of Lease, and I did a video a while ago about End of Lease, but I'm now going to document my End of Lease process and what all is involved. And if you remember that video, and I'll throw it down in the description to this one, I talked about a number of different options. Of course, you can leave Prime. You know, your contract is up. You can leave. You can do whatever you want. You can leave trucking and go to a different company. If you choose to stay with Prime, you can keep doing what you're doing. You can switch. Do it. You know, I'm doing tanker. I can switch to reefer. I can switch to flatbed, intermodal. Could switch from dedicated to over the road. Number of different options within Prime. And then within those, there's the different options of leasing another used truck, short-term lease. Again, Prime tanker and flatbed are 4-year leases, reefers 3-year leases. So if someone turns a truck in before end of lease, those trucks still have, you know, they treat that truck as though it's still end of lease date 3 years from when it began or 4 years from when that lease began. So if someone turns it in after a year, it has 2 or 3 years left on the lease. And then those are frequently the trucks that are available for new hires. But the other option is if you are at end of lease, you can do the same thing. You can pick up a short-term lease. So just as an example, let's say you have an idea that in 2 years you want to move on to do something else. So you don't want to sign a 3 or 4 year lease. You can lease a used truck. The problem with that is that you're limited to what's available. You can't just go in and say, oh, well, I want a 2-year lease, and they come back and say, well, we have a 1.5-year lease and we have a 1-year lease. Those are the 2 trucks that are available. They can't make those 2-year lease trucks. So you're more limited that way. And then obviously you can order a new truck, which I've talked about before. And that's what I have decided to do. I have decided to stay doing the Decatur dedicated, and I have decided to order a new truck. And since I'm going to be documenting the end of lease process and everything that's involved with that, I'm going to now show you the website for ordering a truck. It used to not be on a website. Used to just be you emailed back and forth with the lady at Prime. When I ordered my new truck 4 years ago, that's how it was. I just sent emails back and forth, and at that time there were no options available. And that still is the case with international. You'll see on the website as I go through it, there are a number of options available. Some of them pertain to lightweight trucks, some of them do not. But when I ordered my international, there were no options available. Freightliner has options available, and right now Freightliner is the only option for a lightweight truck, as I know I've talked about that before. So without further ado, let's go to the website, and I'll show you how you order a new truck through Success Leasing. So here we're going to go over the Success Leasing website, and you can see we're already on, in the top right corner it says new truck order, and that's just something that you click on from the main page. And the first thing that you're going to find is you know, this information. I've mentioned it before that you have to have leased for 90 days or longer before ordering. So as I've said, when you start leasing, you can lease a truck and you have to take what's on the lot. But after 3 months, you can order whatever it is you want. So I have just put in just some generic information. I actually think this needs to be changed so that it's a little bit further out, since I set this up a little while ago. So let's just put this for a little further so it doesn't get angry at me. But you have to request at least. So you can order your truck after 3 months, but it's going to take them another 4 months or so to get the truck ready once you actually order it. And then there's the possibility that there could be a wait list for if you order a Peterbilt. And then there's some disclaimers, Leasing's going to review everything before you actually get the truck ordered. Drivers that are current end of lease take precedence. So if you get a truck that has a year left on it, as an example, when you first start out, and you order your truck 3 months later, somebody, if they've got a bunch of people who are coming up on end of lease, those people are going to take precedence over you swapping your truck early. And then there you go, based on existing orders, that's where that, as mentioned, possibility of a wait list for, say, a Peterbilt may come into effect. So next, you choose the truck that you want, and what you're going to choose is Freightliner or Peterbilt. Currently, there is not the option to order an international. For me, just having to order a lightweight truck, there's a section where you can put notes at the end, just, so when I click on Freightliner here, it's not going to show me a lightweight as an option. But you can put at the end in the notes, and obviously since Leasing is going to review this, it will show them, they'll note that you need a lightweight truck. So then it asks what division you're in. So we'll click on tanker, and then do you want a condo or a mid-roof? I'm always a fan of the mid-roofs in the tanker division. There are a handful of places that we go. There's not a lot of them, but there are a couple of places where the condo trucks, the tall trucks, like in this picture here, can't fit underneath the loading racks. And to me, unless you're a team driver, unless you're training, and even you can train with a mid-roof truck, there is a second bunk if you're talking a full size. It's a little bit lower. There's less headroom, obviously, but if you're a solo driver, I can stand up in my lightweight mid-roof, so obviously that's not too much of a concern. This is where you would click on lease purchase, and that's that $13,000 down payment required. They'll give you a credit for $1,000 for every year that you have leased with Prime. So for me, I'm on 4 years, so I would owe $9,000 if I wanted to do a lease purchase. We're just, for example, going to just click no. And then I've talked about Prime will let you do, within reason, just about anything you want as far as the graphics. If you don't care, Prime has a huge, Stripes and Stuff is the name of the company. They're in Springfield that does all the graphics for Prime trucks. If you want them to pick out the graphics, you can just click on no, and Stripes and Stuff will, they pick out the graphics for all the company trucks. So they're going to just, whatever's next in the rotation, they're going to put that one on the truck that you pick. If you want to call Stripes and Stuff and say, this is what I want, then you click on yes. And there it'll tell you, please contact Stripes and Stuff within a few weeks. There's the phone number to make your selections. So since I clicked on Freightliner, we're going to go and look at the options first for Freightliner, and then we'll go back and I will show you what the options are for the Peterbilt. So the first thing you do is you pick the color. And Prime is well known for being able to pick whatever color you want. Now, it used to be, 4 years ago when I started, you had the base colors. That's what these are, the base colors that are offered. So there's 4 columns of what? 8 options. So there's 40 different colors that you can pick from. 4 years ago, there used to be an option that you could customize, get a custom color. That is no longer the case. But you pick a color, let's just, since that one's there, pick Seminole Red. And now here are all the options. The driver loft option, you may have seen that if you've done any research at all. It's got, like a dining table, and the lower bunk folds up for that. Privacy curtains, carpet, flat screen TV mount. There's a system to continuously power CPAP. Driver's seat, passenger seat upgrades. Suspension covers, disc brakes, extra switches. Passenger side side box, the black grille, a block heater. You can have the bumper painted the cab color instead of it being black. Fuel caps you can have. There's obviously lots of stuff. LED lights. So tons of different options. And then after you click on those, you would have to confirm each individual option because you're paying for those, and there's the price for each option. So let's go back and take a look. If we were to pick out a Peterbilt, we're going to have to re-click on this. And so right now, Peterbilt is the Ultra Loft. And then you have the option for a mid-roof if you don't want the Ultra Loft. So same thing, and we'll go look at the options for the Peterbilt. And they'll be fairly similar. So colors here, looks like a few less colors. Well, maybe not. So 3 columns. But there's the color options for the Peterbilt. Here's the standard options that it comes with. And here are the add-ons. You can add a fridge. Same thing, seats, compartments, more seat options here, headlight upgrades, quarter fender upgrades, higher powered inverter, keyless entry. So we're just going to leave it completely blank, and we'll just to show you what is next, show you to confirm, and I'll show you where you would put that information for the lightweight truck. So the payment options, if you've leased for less than a year, so you do the 3 months, you want to order a new truck, everything that you picked on that previous page has to be paid for up front. So if you pick out $1,000 worth of upgrades before they'll order the truck, you have to pay $1,000. If you want to pay for those in payment plans over a period of 10 weeks, the second option, if you've leased already for more than a year. So let's say you have a truck that, you either get a new truck when you start, or you get a 2-year lease or something like that, and then you order a new truck 4 months, 3 months ahead of time. You can take payment plans in the form of 10 weeks, so 2.5 months worth of payments towards those options. And then you can either pay with a comm check, which would be money that you have set aside somewhere, or out of your e-fund. And I know I've mentioned before, I do not have an e-fund. It's an emergency fund is what it is. If you have money saved up for those options, you can go ahead and pay for those in advance. So then they just confirm everything. You're not doing a lease purchase. We didn't put any options. And then here's that comments section where I would say lightweight tanker division truck needed. And then you hit submit order. And I'm obviously not going to hit submit order because I have already ordered my truck. But that's how the new truck ordering process works. So that's the Success Leasing new truck order website. Lots of options, lots of different things. Obviously, if you're ordering a full-size truck, every single thing that's listed there is going to be available to you as a lightweight truck order. Not everything is available. I'm not going to completely tell everyone here what I have ordered. I did note that you can choose Stripes and Stuff graphics that they pick them out for you, or you design your own logos. I designed my own logos last time, which is kind of half truth. I had a concept, and Stripes and Stuff has a design department. They brought that design to life. With the stars were one of the available options. The logo itself I worked with Stripes and Stuff to come up with that Orion Tanker Transport logo. Not going to be the same as that, so we'll just have to wait. And at this point, that's all it is it's a waiting game. I've talked with Leasing, I've talked with Stripes and Stuff. I'm getting the information back, and the way it works with Stripes and Stuff is that, so I talked about that you can bill out all the options on the truck. So if you click on every single thing there and you've got several $1,000s, you've been leasing for more than a year, they're going to break that down into to weekly payments for 10 weeks. Maybe you've only got a few options clicked there, and you've got $500 or $1,000, or maybe you have less. Maybe you just want the black grill, and that's $40 or something like that. You can just pay that all off. But with Stripes and Stuff, as far as the graphics, they do not do payroll deductions for Stripes and Stuff. You have to pay that separately, and they take credit card. They'll take ComCheck. So they are not associated. So I know I've talked about this before. Prime has several companies that are directly affiliated with them: Success Leasing, Pedigree Truck Sales, Abacus CPAs. There's a number of those. True Salon and Spa is another one. They are all under the Prime umbrella. Stripes and Stuff is not under the Prime umbrella. They are a completely separate outside company. And because of that, they do not do payroll deposits. So if you want to do the logos on a truck, they will not do payroll deposit. You have to directly pay them for those logos. Logos and things, I had names on the doors. Those are fairly inexpensive if that's all you want to do. If you want to just pick out the stripes, and there's, like I said, there's a number of different stripe options that they have that do not cost extra, and then you just want to throw, names on the door, it's a couple of bucks. You can just pick out the stripes and not pay anything. And then there are the guys, and I'm sure if you follow Prime on Facebook or Instagram or some of the social media sites, you've seen some very extensive trucks. My understanding is somewhere around $3,000 is the top end, maybe even more than that. But somewhere in that neighborhood for, a fully wrapped truck for graphics. But if that's what you want to do, you have to pay them directly. So that's where I'm at, is at the point where the truck order has been placed. Dealing with Success to coordinate the date that the truck will be delivered, and coordinating with Success Leasing, or with Stripes and Stuff, so that when the truck is in, it goes to them, they put the graphics on it, and then it'll be ready for me on the anticipated date. So that's where we're at. I may not have another update for a while because, like I said, I'm just kind of in this limbo of waiting. But the next time I have something, I'll let you know. When the truck does come, there is a pre-lease inspection sheet. It's about 8 or 10 pages, if I remember correctly. They make you go through every single thing, every switch, every function on the truck, and they want to make sure it's functioning correctly. And if it's not, you need to notate that, so that when you turn the truck in at the end of lease, and it's much more important on a used truck, if you're leasing a used truck, but you should do it on a used truck, obviously, as well, to make sure things function. You do get a warranty on a used truck, but as well as on the new trucks. They'll fix anything within the first 30 days on a used truck. The new trucks obviously have the factory warranty with them as well. But you want to make sure you note it, so that after those 30 days, if, say, on a used truck, maybe like this truck that I have has a crack on a fairing, you make sure you note that, so that when you turn the truck in, they don't charge you. It's the previous guy who had the used truck. So that's where we're at on this. I will continue to update you. If you are interested in coming to Prime, of course, I'll put that link in the description. So 3 links in the description. We'll have the video on your options at End of Lease. We'll have the Success Leasing website, so you can go and take a look at that. Obviously, if you're going to put all that information in and you want to go through everything, please don't click submit or order truck or complete order for the truck unless you're actually ordering a truck. If you do that and you're not actually ordering a truck and you put in all your information, you put in fake information, you're just creating work for someone that's just not fair. But I'll put the Success Leasing website down there. And I said 3 things that I would put. And now I just blanked. I'll go back and watch what I said and put the link for the 3rd thing in the description. Oh, it's the thing I always put in there. The link for if you want to apply for Prime. Put that in the description as well. If you want to come, please click on that, and it'll take you right to the application. It's been a long day. Thanks so much for joining us, and we will talk to you again soon.